Alright, hey there, Rar. I just wanted to give you a quick video as to how to maximize your warrior when it comes to DPS wise. Because I know you're doing pretty well with mechanics, but now I know you mentioned before that you were a little uh, unsure about how to do the maximization with the new Stormblood rotation. So I wanted to let you know that I would do this on a more realistic level for you. I mean, I could have done this with Nia. However, it wouldn't be the same. So I wanted to let you know that I'll do this on a more realistic level for you. All my stuff is not best in slot. It's not pentamelded, which is something I can definitely help you with. I know Seb can help you with too. So if you do a lot of Eureka, save all your fives, your materia fives, because we can help you pentameld it. But I don't know where you stand as far as an opener or any of the sorts. So there's actually two different kinds that you can do. As me being your co-tank, I'm fairly sure that I can get a good shirk to you in the beginning. So, but for learning purposes, we should probably have you do the safe route. Now, I don't know if you use PC or if you use controller like I do, but obviously you can see I'm using a controller because I'm a console peasant, and there's no other way around it. So, what you're gonna do when you start off in your main tank stance, and you're got your distance away, ready to tomahawk away, uh, that's what you're gonna open with. Is you're gonna start your new opener with into an unchained into a tomahawk. And then when the enemy is finally yours, I'm going to show you how to maximize it a little more. It's going to be a little tricky, so I put a couple of skills next to each other because I don't know how you have your bar set, so I can show you how to just go right into it and start your opener. But anyway, you're going to start your Unchained, right? Start off with your Tomahawk, Infuriate, then Onslaught. Then go ahead and start working on your one Butcher's Block rotation, but get that Equilibrium in there too. Do your Storm's Eye, and then immediately go into your Felcleave rotation. That's going to be your opener with a code tank that you're not really used to, or a code tank that really isn't going to shirk, which you will come across a lot of, so, or I'm sure you have before. Um, but that's pretty much going to be your opener for safe bet. Now, if you actually have a DPS team and a co-tank like myself that knows to shirk appropriately, you can kind of move to a position that's a little bit quicker. And I can't show you until the Infuriate is finally ready. Well, I can drop it down 5 seconds. Reset real quick. As I'm sure you know, every rotation is going to start off in Defiance just to build it up. But you can do it a little different. You can actually get into a Deliverance stance much quicker by doing it this way. Oops. You kind of want to keep your Defiance and Deliverance together for easier swap. But what you could do is with every time you start off with your Deliverance or your Defiance stance when you're pulling, every time pop your Unchained. But this time, if you're going to start off into your inner release quicker, Tomahawk in, Infuriate to Onslaught, but heavy swing, then switch. I put in an extra heavy swing by accident. But see, instead of going through that Butcher's Block rotation, now you can go into your inner release. That's going to take a little practice. Even I myself, I had the practice set up quite a bit, and I'm not even sure if even I have that down yet. But it's something worth experimenting whenever you actually get that far and you feel a little bit more comfortable with Warrior and how it works. Now, another thing that I was learning when I was doing Warrior, when I joined the Balance Discord, is keep your upheaval on cooldown, but you also your gauge does not need to be dropping anywhere below 40. So say for this example, I'm going into a Malm rotation, I'm capped. If your upheaval's on cooldown, feel free to upheaval. Or Fel Cleave, I mean. But if it's not, upheaval takes priority before a Fel Cleave. When your Infuriate is down about 7 seconds like it was before, go ahead and use a Fel Cleave to close the 5-second gap so you can just continue the rotation going. But this is pretty much the basics as to what you're going to do as a Warrior. I think ever since they did the switch for Warrior into Stormblood, the mechanics got far easier. And as you can tell, it runs pretty smooth. So, this is Warrior in a nutshell, really. One other thing to keep in mind when you're using Warrior class is when you're going through the mechanics and you have a shield mechanic that you need to shake it off to, don't use your Vengeance. Don't make that mistake. I've done it enough. I know a lot of Warriors who started off who made that mistake because they're, extra 4%, extra 4%, extra 4%. Now there's a 24% shield. You don't need that. It is not necessary because now you're down not only 1, but 2, 3 cooldowns, and one of them increases your damage on the other. So you don't want to fall into that habit of using this to power this because it's not necessary. You can use this if you would like, but try to time it. Use your Thrill of Battle, go through your inner release rotation, Fel Cleave away, use it, and then if this is not on cooldown, or if this still has a timer, over here, then you can go ahead and use it for your Shake It Off to maximize your damage for your upheaval, but also shields for your party. So again, that's something that's going to need a little bit of practice on, as I just finally got it down, and here we are about to finish 08S, and I finally just got that whole portion down, so it does take time. But Warrior is actually a lot more simplified now compared to what it was for Heavensward, because I tried it for Heavensward, and it was rather tough. But pretty much the things that changed was, as you noticed from before, your inner release is now going to prevent yourself from getting knocked back, and so is your home gang. So if you have a mechanic coming up that requires a knockback, like in 05S, you can home gang. Like if you have the ghost on this side who's about to knock you off this way, you can go ahead and home gang, keep yourself steady, and then drive into your inner release rotation. So there's a little bit of a hack there. Now you see how I use the inner release rotation. Upheaval's on cooldown and I still have time for Raid Thrill of Battle. Go ahead and use it on your Shake It Off. That's how you want to try to maximize that the most. But other than that, there really isn't anything else to show you except for make sure you're using your reprisal on time. It's every minute. But and another thing I've discovered is timing this away from these. Use this for one mechanic, and then use this for another. Other than that, there really isn't anything else I have to show you. So if you have any other questions, by all means, just notify me, let me know, and I'll make another video for you.